Are you still wondering why you're not in union yet? Why you're still in separation? Why there's no contact? Still a bit frustrated and angry as to why they haven't returned. But this is the thing, if we're in frustration and anger, we're not creating a safe space. And we need to create a space full of love, unconditional love, so that our twin flame knows that it's okay for them to come back. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. If we're in anger and frustration, it's proof that we have more to heal. But also if we're in anger and frustration, that's giving out an energy to our twin that it's not safe to return. We have to create a safe space, a loving space, so that they can energetically understand that it's okay to come back. Because I've been saying this to myself lately. I'm a lot better than I was, but I was in that frustration and that anger. Really pissed off, that kind of stuff, towards my twin, towards myself, towards everything in the connection. And then I looked in the mirror one of the days and I was like, you're literally kind of going, come home, I fucking love you. And it's just like, no one's going to come back to that kind of energy. You're supposed to be like, come home, baby, I love you, it's safe to come back. And what came into my head this morning is like, if you're a child and you break something, like break a window or break a plate or something like that, you run and you hide in the garden for the whole day. You just and you're like, I have to run away from home. I'm going to get in so much trouble. This is it's too scary. Then your parent or your grandparent comes out and they're really angry. They're like, get that fuck back in here. I'm going to kill you. And you're like, I'm never going home again. So this is the kind of energy that we're in. If we're in that frustration energy, we're literally creating this kind of fear-based, like this scary place, and our twin is kind of going, I can't go back there. I'm going to be reprimanded. I'm going to be rejected. I'm going to be hurt. She's going to be angry with me. They're going to be angry with me. So we need to we really need to kind of make sure the place is safe, the environment is safe for them to return. So we have to come back to that place of unconditional love. And the thing is, I've seen this, right? We get to this anger, this frustration. We're so pissed off. We're blaming them for everything. Their behavior isn't good. And yet every time we go back, their behavior is the same. And then we're like, why aren't they doing the work? But you're still going back in the same energy of anger and frustration. Of course, this creates this frequency where you're literally kind of going, I'm not doing the work, so you're not going to do the work. And then I come back and you're not doing the work, so I'm angry. But you're not doing the work. And that's the thing. I've seen this lately. People keep saying, I've given up. I'm giving up on my twin flame. I'm giving up on the connection. If you say you've given up on your twin flame and the connection, you're effectively saying you're giving up on yourself and your healing. The whole objective of divine union is inner union. You cannot keep putting the blame externally, because it's your shit that needs to be healed. I'm sorry, but it is. And I've done this myself, where I'm like, I'm giving up on this is bullshit. But what came to me lately is every time you say you're giving up on your twin, you're effectively saying you're giving up on yourself and that you're not worth doing the healing for. Because the whole thing here is inner healing. Forget about the connection for a minute. You're literally, the whole objective of twin flame connections is inner healing. It's a spiritual awakening to your truth and healing all the stuff that's been trapped within you. And we get, this is it, we get so angry with our twin or anyone or anything that triggers us, but especially our twin. We're like, they hurt me. They did this and they made me upset. No. You have deep wounding. A trigger is a guide to what is within you. So you should be grateful to your twin for helping you uncover the trauma that needs to be released. This is so important. We keep blaming our twin or other people for our triggers. You would not be triggered if you did not have something within you that needs to be healed. This is the massive thing that we keep avoiding here. It's like, they did this, they hurt me. You can only be hurt by someone based on your level of wounding. If you heal your wounds, their behavior is not going to affect you. But also, you heal your wounds, you become empowered, they will mirror that back. This is it. We forget about this mirror effect. We keep saying, oh, I'm going to fix them, why aren't they doing the work, why are they doing the work? You're not doing the work because you're literally sitting there in like lovesick puppy teenage energy going, oh, why aren't they coming back? Why don't they love me? Why don't they choose me? Choose yourself, girl or boy or whatever. Choose yourself. This is the thing. You know, this is so important. Choose you, and that's the only thing that needs to happen here. When you keep putting your energy outside yourself, you're not choosing yourself. You're not healing yourself. You're not empowering yourself. And I've said this before. How do I expect my divine masculine to be in his... Sorry, the words that came to my head. To be in his big ball energy. To be in his divine masculine energy, I need to be in my divine feminine energy. Do you know what I mean? But if I'm disempowered, if I'm not in my big ball energy, he's never going to be in his big ball energy. And that's it, like, you know what I mean? Sorry, that's just a weird thing that came to my head. But that's it. How do you expect him to grow a pair if you don't grow your own pair? And that's a simple way of putting it. And the only way they're going to mirror the high vibrational energy is if you become high vibe yourself. But when we keep seeking that, like we keep going back, and it's like we keep asking the question, why is he the same as last time? Because you just text him in your weak, ballless energy. Sorry, it's a weird analogy, but these are the words that are coming to me. And that's it. Like, you know, you're not being strong, and you're seeking outside yourself for that validation. So therefore, you're in this weak energy, not doing your healing, not empowering yourself. And then you go back and seek his validation or their validation, and they're not after doing any work because you're not after doing any work. You know what I mean? And like, we keep saying, I'm doing all the work, I'm doing the healing all the time, I'm doing this, that, and the other. But you're not if you're going back in this frustration, and you're creating an environment that feels unsafe for them to come back because you don't feel safe in yourself. And this is why it's so important to ask yourself what you need to heal. And remember, these triggers are yours. Instead of being angry with your twin flame for triggering you and saying they caused my pain, they did not cause your pain. Your pain is a deep-seated core wound. It's a trauma from your past. This is something that needs to be healed. You should be saying, thank you, baby. Thank you for uncovering this deep darkness within me so I can release it. That's what we need to say. You know, and and this is about reframing as well. We keep seeing the negative in things. But this is when triggers come in. We're like, the trigger is we're blaming everyone else for our trigger. The trigger is yours. You know what I mean? Start to see how beneficial it is to be triggered. If you weren't triggered, you would not heal. It's that simple. And you know, I don't love my triggers, but I appreciate my triggers for what they are. If my twin didn't trigger me, or if my connection didn't trigger me, how the heck am I ever going to heal? It's not going to happen. You know, I've said this for a long time. This is even before it was after I discovered his twin flame, and when I started doing my healing journey. I said, I don't want to get into a relationship again where I'm codependent, where I'm needy, where I'm going to lose myself. I want to have that stuff healed. And I think that's the beauty of the twin flame connection, is that you're getting to heal that stuff prior to getting into a relationship. Can you remember your past relationships? I know they were probably toxic, but any relationship we ever got into, the honeymoon period was overshadowed by pain, insecurity, fear of being left, fear of being abandoned. Now, obviously, these are also, and codependency, unhealthy relationship dynamics. And that's not how we want to be. But we're getting to heal. We're actually getting to heal all that stuff before we get into a relationship. So when we get into the relationship, the honeymoon period will actually be the honeymoon period, because we'll actually have all that stuff healed. Now, don't get me wrong. When we're in connection, there will be more to be healed. There's certain things that we need to heal within union. But the heavy stuff is going to be worked through in separation, and that's the beauty of it. Do you really want all this raw pain coming up with your twin? Yes, it's nice to have the support, but isn't it so much easier and empowering to do it on your own? This is like, and this, We've always been in these codependent relationships, these unequal relationships. We've always been, the power dynamic has been really off balance, and this is what we're doing right now. This teenager fucking energy is like running after them going, oh my God, please love me, please love me, please love me. That's not healthy. You should be saying, I am so amazing in myself. So whether you love me or not is your choice. And I'm okay whether you do or you don't. But you're going into this relationship as a strong, empowered person. And that person is coming into the relationship as well as a strong, empowered person. See what kind of a power couple you can be where there's none of that needy and codependent energy. This is why it's so important to listen to appreciate, not just listen, to appreciate your triggers. Appreciate the time apart so that you can heal. And separation won't be as long if you understand this. If you're sitting there going, why is this taking so long? Why aren't they doing the work? Why is he causing me so much pain? Why is this? Why is that? Why is the other? You're literally making that road longer. The separation is going to be longer. But if you start to appreciate your triggers and actually start sending love to your twin and go, thank you for triggering this so that I can heal it. And then you're like in this different energy of unconditional love. And that's amazing. And when you actually, like literally, you're creating this environment of safety, of love, of peace that your twin flame will be gravitated back into. And as you glow anyway, they're going to glow simultaneously, but also they're going to be attracted to your glow more. But if you're still in that needy energy, that's just it's going to drive them further away. And the more unhealed you are, the more disempowered you are, the more disempowered they are. You know what I mean? This is it. Like, you grow the pair first and then they grow the pair. It's that simple. You know what I mean? Like, you cannot expect them to be in their divine masculine energy if you're not in your divine feminine energy, or vice versa, whichever energy you're in. So you cannot expect them to come back if you're shouting at them, going, I fucking love you, but I'm so angry. You know what I mean? No one wants to come back to that. No one does. You know what I mean? That's not a safe environment. So you have to start saying, I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate what this journey is doing. I appreciate that the triggers are my own to heal. And I appreciate that any frustration and anger is something that I need to deal with. And it's changed things for me to see things that way. Now I live in unconditional love every day, and there's a massive shift for me last week. I went through I spent some time in silence, and I had a conversation with my twin on the 5D, and I got through an awful lot of fears. And to me now the energy is a lot clearer, but I've come to that realization as well. If I kept living in fear and disempowerment and anger and frustration, he's not going to come back, because he's going to be feeling disempowered and angry and frustrated and all that kind of stuff as well. But the environment wouldn't be safe for him to return. And the only way the environment is going to be safe for him to return is if we heal ourselves. If we find that safety within ourselves, that unconditional love within ourselves, and then we just radiate that love around us. And the most important thing here is not just healing, it's finding your true purpose. If you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs and going, when are they coming back, and not doing the work that you need to do in your divine mission as well as in your healing, nothing's going to change. You have to continue to live your life for you. Empower yourself, do the things that are important to you, fulfill yourself, find purpose and passion yourself. And when you get into the energy of loving life again, loving yourself again, they're only going to be craving to come back to that energy. They're going to be like, wow, look at her, she's awesome, so I want to be in that. But if you're still disempowered and still weak and still unhealed, they're not going to want to come back to that, because they're not going to, as I said, it's mirrored anyway, because they're in this disempowered energy, and it's just the environment isn't hospitable in a sense. It's just not inviting. So, and don't give up on yourself. If you say you're giving up on your twin flame or your journey, that means you're giving up on your healing. And don't do that, because you deserve everything. I know the healing journey is hard. Yes, it is a roller coaster, but this is for you and only you right now. You do deserve to get through to the other side, So you do deserve to feel healed and empowered, fulfilled, passionate. You do deserve this. So don't give up on yourself. Forget about your twin for a minute. Forget about what they're doing and bring the energy back on you. Don't say you've given up, because that means you've given up on you. Your healing is so important, and it all starts with you. Make sure that your environment is safe for you, and then it will be safe for them to return. That's how union happens. It happens with inner union first, and then with external union. But it all happens when you make that environment safe. When you love yourself, when you do the healing, when you appreciate your triggers and start to appreciate your twin again. So thank you so much for listening, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help on your path.